Hello everyone, today we will be studying that how do we find the domain and range of a particular function. But before that, we'll firstly study the concepts of image, domain, range and codomain. Okay, so here is a mapping diagram given to you all. This first set will be set A and another set will name it as B. Okay, so set A is defined as 1, 2, 3 and 4 and set B is defined as 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay. Now our relation will be defined as, let's see, we'll firstly find all the ordered pairs that satisfy this particular relation. Okay. Clearly we can see that an arrow from 1 in set A is going till 2 in set B. So 1, 2 will be your first ordered pair. Next, an arrow from 2 is going to 2. So 2, 2 will become your second ordered pair. Next, an arrow from 3 is going till 3. It becomes your third ordered pair. And next, an arrow from 4 is going till 3. It becomes your fourth ordered pair. So in this particular mapping diagram, we have 4 ordered pairs. Okay. Now, firstly, we'll find the image. Now, what do we mean by image? This element 2, we can say that 2 is the image of 1 and 2 is also the image of 2. And let's talk about 3. We can say that 3 is the image of 3 and 3 is also the image of 4. Okay, so image is basically B in A comma B in R is known as the image. Okay, next let's talk about what will be the domain. Domain basically refers to all the input values of a set, or it is also known as all the x values. Okay, so it basically means A of A comma B in R is known as the domain. Okay, A comma B is all the ordered pairs and all the A values is known as the domain. Okay, so domain becomes 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, next let's talk about range. Range is known as all the output values or all the y values is known as range. Okay, so B of A comma B in R is the range. Okay, clearly B values will be 2 and 3. So in this particular example, range becomes 2 comma 3. Is this clear? Last, let's study what do we mean by codomain. Codomain refers to whole set B. Okay, so this whole set B containing the elements 1, 2, 3 and 4 is known as the codomain. Okay, I hope all the 4 concepts of image, domain, range and codomain is clear to everybody. Now let's study that how do we actually find the domain and range of a particular function. Okay, so here are the first set of questions. So let's start one by one. Okay, so here we have the first question where f of x is defined as x over x minus 2. Let's firstly find the domain. Okay, so domain refers to all the x values. Okay, so let's firstly see that what all x values can be put inside the function. Okay, I guess all real numbers except denominator cannot be equal to 0. Why denominator is not equal to 0? Because in case the denominator is equal to 0, then the function becomes undefined. Okay, so we'll eliminate all the x values which will make this function undefined. So x minus 2 cannot be equal to 0 at all. So clearly x is not equal to 2. So for this particular function, 2 is a bad x which will eliminate from all the real numbers. Okay, so the domain becomes all real numbers other than 2. Clear? Okay, next let's find the range. Range basically means all the y values. Okay, so for finding the y values, we'll take it as let f of x be equal to y. Now y will be equal to x over x minus 2. Let's cross multiply it. we get yx minus 2y is equal to x. Okay. Next, yx minus x is equal to 2y. Let's take x common. We get y minus 1 is equal to twice of y. Next, x will be equal to 2y over x minus 1. Clear? So here also we can say that, here also we can clearly see that the denominator, that is y minus 1, it cannot be equal to 0. In case the denominator is equal to 0, then this function will again become undefined. Okay, so y cannot be equal to 1 at all. So clearly y is not equal to 1. Okay, so range will be equal to all real numbers other than 1. So this function can take all the outputs. It can take all the outputs other than 1. Let's see. Let's take a counter example and let's put the output as 1. Okay. So in case of y, let's put 1. So here 1 will be equal to x over x minus 2. So x minus 2 will be equal to x. Clearly x cut and minus 2 is equal to 0. Is minus 2 equal to 0? No, not at all. So clearly we can say that y, or the output value, cannot be equal to 1 at all. Okay, I hope this is clear. All right. Let's try another question. In this question, f of x is equal to 1 over 1 minus x square. Firstly, let's find the domain. For domain, the denominator cannot be equal to 0. So x square minus 1 cannot be equal to 0. So clearly x minus 1 into x plus 1 will not be equal to 0. Clearly x is not equal to 1 and neither x is equal to minus 1. Okay. So domain will be equal to all real numbers other than minus 1 and 1. Okay. Next, let's find the range. Range is the y values. Okay. So let f of x be equal to y. So y will be equal to 1 over 1 minus x squared. Let's cross multiply. We get y minus yx square is equal to 1. Okay. Now y minus 1 is equal to yx square. Now the value of x square will be equal to y minus 1 over y. Okay. Now what will be the value of x? X will be equal to under root of y minus 1 over y. Okay. So any value inside the root cannot be equal to, it cannot be a negative value. So what we now need to do is all the values inside the root, which means that y minus 1 over y will definitely be greater than or equal to 0 because it cannot be a negative value at all. Okay. Next, we'll find the y values. So for finding the y values, we'll make a number line. Clearly, we can say that 0 and 1 are the critical points of this particular function. Okay. So let's take any value greater than 1 and put in place of y. Okay. So let's take y as 2. So 2 minus 1 over 2 is greater than 0, which means any value greater than 1 will give us a positive output. Let's take a value between 0 and 1. Let's take 0.5. Okay. So let's put 0.5 in place of y. So 0.5 minus 1 becomes minus 0.5 over 0.5. So any value between 0 to 1 will give us a negative output. Okay. Now let's take a point lesser than 0. Let's take minus 1. Okay. Let's put minus 1 in place of y. We get minus 2 over minus 1. That will give us a positive value. Clear? Now, we need all the y values which are greater than or equal to 0. Why? Because this function is greater than or equal to 0. So, we can say that, so we'll take this particular portion and this particular portion. So y belongs to minus infinity to 0 union 1 to infinity. But is it the actual or the final answer that we can say? No, not at all. Why? Because here you could easily see that y equal to 0 is a point, is a concern point, is a concern point. So we need to check that can actually be y equal to 0 or not. Okay. So for checking that, what we'll do is here in place of y will equate it to 0. Okay. In place of y we'll take it as 0. So 0 will be equal to 1 over 1 minus x square. Okay. So cross multiply, we get that 1 is equal to 0. Is 1 equal to 0? No. It is not equal to 0. So this means that y equal to 0 is actually a concern point. So here we cannot include 0. We need to exclude it. Okay. So your range becomes minus infinity to 0 union 1 to infinity, or we can also say that we can also write it as range. Your range will be equal to all real numbers except 0 comma 1. Okay. Sorry, just a small, we are including 1 but we cannot include 0. Clear? Fine. Okay. All right, let's practice another question. Okay, let's find the domain and range of this particular function. Okay, so let's firstly find the domain. So for domain, we need to find all the x values. So I don't think so there is any x value which will make this function undefined. Okay, why? Because any negative value will also make the output positive, and all the positive values will definitely make the output positive only. Okay, so the domain will be equal to all real numbers only. Okay, so now let's find the range. So for finding the range, let f of x be equal to y. Now y is equal to x square over 1 plus x square. Let's cross multiply, we get y plus yx square is equal to x square. Clear? Now let's take like terms together. We get that yx square minus x square is equal to minus y. Let's take x square common. We get y minus 1 is equal to y, and x square will now be equal to minus y over y minus 1. Okay, and the value of x will be equal to under root of minus y over y minus 1. Okay, here also y equal to 1 is a concern point. It will be a concern point. We'll check that later, that whether it is actually a concern point or not. Okay, so firstly we'll take that minus y over y minus 1 is definitely greater than or equal to 0, because any value inside the root cannot be lesser than 0. Clear? Next, we can write that y over okay, now we have that minus y. Okay, now let's multiply with a negative number from both the sides. We'll get that y over y minus 1. Now it is less than or equal to 0. Clear? Now we have two critical points, 0 and 1. Okay, let's now again take a number greater than 1. Let's take 2. We get a positive output. Let's take 0.5. Here let's put, we get a negative output. And let's take minus 1. We get a positive output again. Clear? Now we need a y value which is less than 0. Yani ki, basically it means that we need a negative value. So for that we'll take this particular portion. Okay. So the range will be equal to 0 till 1. We are definitely including 0, but let's check that can we take y as an output or not. Okay. So for checking that, what we'll do is we'll we'll put 1 in place of 1. Okay, so what do we get is 1 is equal to x square over 1 plus x square. Cross multiply, 1 plus x square is equal to x square. X square and x square cut, we get that 1 is equal to 0. Is 1 equal to 0? No, 1 is not equal to 0. So which means that y equal to 1 is definitely a concern point. So we cannot take y as 1. So we will not include 1. Okay. I hope this is clear to everybody. Okay. Great. Next. Let's practice this question. Okay. Now we need to again find the domain and range of this particular function. Okay. Let's check. So for finding the domain, again, for finding the domain, any negative value or any positive value will definitely make will not be a point of concern at all. Okay, because ultimately it will be a positive only because it is a square number. Okay, so domain will be all real numbers. Clear? Next, let's find the range. So for finding the range, we'll take it, let f of x be equal to 1. Clear? Now, y is equal to x over x square plus 1. Okay, let's cross multiply. Y into x square plus y is equal to x. Okay, next what do we have is y into x square minus x plus y is equal to 0. Clear? Okay, so now we'll find the value of x. Now this becomes a quadratic equation. Now for this quadratic equation, you need to compare it with ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Compare both the terms, and here the value of a is y, the value of b is minus 1, and the value of c is y again. So now we'll use the quadratic formula to calculate the value of x. Okay. So to calculate the value of x, we'll be using the quadratic formula. Okay. Quadratic formula is minus b plus minus under root of b square minus 4ac over 2a. Correct? So the value of x becomes minus of minus 1, which is 1, plus minus under root of b square, which is 1, minus 4ac, which becomes 4y square over 2y. Clear? Okay. Now here also y equal to 0 is a concern point. Okay. Y equal to 0 is again a concern point. We'll check that later, that whether it is actually a concern point or not. Okay. But before that, let's find the range. Okay. So for finding the range, here the value inside the root, it again cannot be a negative number. Hence, 1 minus 4y square will be greater than or equal to 0. Okay. Now let's take minus 4 common. Let's take minus 4 common. We get, okay, let's take minus 4 common. We get, okay, let's firstly take it as 4y square minus 1 will be less than or equal to 0. We take a negative sign common. Now let's take 4 common. We get y square minus 1 over 4 is less than or equal to 0. Now y minus half into y plus half is less than or equal to 0. Clearly, okay. Now let's draw a number line. Here, minus half and half will be our points of concern. Okay. Let's take a value which is greater than half. Let's take 1. Okay. 1 minus half will be positive. 1 plus half will again be positive. Let's take a number between them. Let's take 0. 0 minus half will be negative. 0 plus half will be positive. So negative into positive is negative. Okay. Let's take a number lesser than minus 0.5. Okay. Let's take 0.2. So sorry, let's take minus 2. So minus 2 minus half will be negative. Minus 2 plus half will also be negative. So negative into negative will be a positive number. Okay. So we need all the y values which are lesser than 0, which means we need the y values where the y is negative. Okay. So for that, we'll take this particular portion. Alright. Alright, we'll take this particular portion. Okay. So y belongs to minus half to half. So 0 is a point which lies inside minus half to half. So we'll firstly check that is 0 actually a point of concern or not. Okay. So for checking that, what we'll do is we'll put y as 0. So y is equal to x over x square plus 1. So 0 will be equal to x. So let's check, is x equal to 0 possible or not? Yes, it is definitely possible because x is basically all the real numbers. So 0 is no more a point of concern. 0 is no more a point of concern. Okay. So from this particular interval, there is no need to eliminate 0. Okay. So range becomes equal to minus half till half. Alright. I hope this concept is clear to each and everyone. Alright. Okay. Alright. So now we practice a few more questions which will make this concept even better to you. Okay. Alright. First question. We have f of x is equal to 9 under root of 9 minus x squared. Clear? Okay. So let's firstly find the domain. So for finding the domain, what we need to see that any value, any negative number cannot come inside the root. Okay. So 9 minus x squared needs to be definitely greater than or equal to 0. Let's multiply, let's take minus 1 common. So it becomes x square minus 9. Now it becomes less than equal to 0 because if we multiply with a negative number on both the sides, the inequality gets reversed. Okay. Now we can say that it becomes x a square minus b square, x minus 3 and x plus 3 is less than or equal to 0. Clear? Now let's draw a number line. Minus 3 and 3 are 2 points of concern of this particular function. Okay, let's take a point beyond 3. Let's take 4. It will give us a positive number. Let's take a number between them. It will give us a negative number. Let's take a number before minus 3. It will again give us a positive number. So we need an x value which is lesser than 0, which means that we need an x value which is a negative. Okay. So we'll take this particular function because here the x is negative. Okay. So domain becomes equal to minus 3 to 3. Clear to everybody? Okay. Now let's find the range. So for finding the range, let f of x be equal to y. Okay. Now y becomes equal to under root of 9 minus x square. Okay. Now let's square both the sides. Y square is equal to 9 minus x square. Now x square is equal to 9 minus y square and x becomes equal to under root of 9 minus y square. Okay. Again, a value cannot be negative inside the root again. So 9 minus y square will be greater than or equal to 0. Okay, let's take minus common. We get y square minus 9 is less than or equal to 0. So let's do a square minus b square. We get y minus 3 into y plus 3 is less than or equal to 0. Now let's make a number line. We get minus 3 and 3, 2 points of concern. So it will be positive, negative and positive. Again we needed the negative portion, which will so we'll take minus 3 to 3. So can we say that y belongs to minus 3 to 3? No. Why? Because root cannot give us a negative output. Therefore, we'll eliminate all the negative numbers from this particular range. Okay. So Actually, our range becomes 0 to 3 because root cannot be a negative number. Okay, so 0 to 3 inclusive of 0 as well as 3 will become our range. Clear, everyone? Okay, alright, let's do another question. Okay, now next we have under root of x square minus 9. Let's firstly find the domain. Okay, so for finding the domain, x square minus 9 is greater than or equal to 0, because again a value, a negative number cannot come inside the root. Okay, so this becomes 3x minus 3, x plus 3 is greater than or equal to 0. Now let's again make a number line. We get minus 3 and 3, 2 points of concern. Okay, 2 critical points, sorry. Okay, now it becomes any number greater than 3 will give us a positive output, any number between minus 3 to 3 will give us a negative output, and any number lesser than minus 3 will give us a positive output. Okay, so we need the value of x which is greater than or equal to 0, which means that we need the positive values of x. So domain becomes minus infinity. We'll take this portion and this portion. It becomes minus infinity till 3 union 3 to infinity. Clear? I hope domain is clear to everybody. Okay. Now let's find the range. Okay. Now for finding the range, let f of x be equal to y, and y becomes equal to under root of x square minus 9. Okay, let's do squaring both the sides. We get x square minus 9. Now the value of x square becomes equal to y square plus 9, and the value of x becomes under root of y square plus 9. Okay, so basically y square plus 9 will be greater than or equal to 0. Here, so we can take all the values of y, because any negative as well as a positive y will do it as a square, then it will definitely be greater than or equal to 0. So can we write that y belongs to R? No, not again. Why? Because y cannot be a negative value, because root cannot come negative. Hence, the range will be equal to 0 to infinity. We'll eliminate all the negative numbers and the range will be 0 to infinity. Clear? Because y is always positive. Because y is always positive. Because it is a root. Okay? Next, let's do this question. Let's find the domain. What will be the domain? X square plus 9 will be greater than or equal to 0. That's definitely because any negative or a positive x will make it as a positive only. Okay, so domain will be all real numbers. Okay, so we need not to eliminate any number. Okay, let's find the range. Range is let f of x be equal to 1. Okay, now y will be equal to under root of x square plus 9, and y square will be equal to x square plus 9. So we get that the value of x square is equal to y square minus 9, and the value of x is under root of y square minus 9. Okay, so y square minus 9 is greater than or equal to 0, because a number cannot be negative inside the root. So hence we can write that y minus 3 into y plus 3 is greater than or equal to 0. Again we'll make a number line. Minus 3 and 3 are two critical points of this particular function. So here it will be giving us a positive output, negative output, and again a positive output. We need the y values which are taking the positive output. So we'll take this portion and this portion. Okay. So does our y belongs from minus infinity to minus 3 union 3 to infinity? Again it's a no. Why? Because again y cannot be a negative number. Hence for range we'll take only the positive values. So our range will become 3 to infinity. Again, why? Because y is always positive. Okay, is this clear? All right, let's practice another question. Okay, now question part 4 of question number 2. Okay, now here you can see that we now have a negative sign outside the root. Okay, but let's firstly find the domain. So for finding the domain, x square minus 9 will be greater than or equal to 0. X plus 3 and x minus 3 is greater than or equal to 0. We'll make a number line. Minus 3 and 3 are two critical points. We'll get a positive, negative and positive. Written, we'll take this portion and this portion. We have already done this question previously. So domain becomes minus infinity to minus 3 union 3 to infinity. Now clearly look at the range. Okay. So for finding the range, we have let f of x be equal to 1. Okay. Y will be equal to minus under root x square minus 9. Okay. Let's square both the sides. Y square becomes equal to x square minus 9. Okay. And x square is equal to y square plus 9. And x is equal to under root of x square plus 9. Okay. Is this clear till here? All right. So definitely y is always negative. We can see y is always negative because this particular root will always be positive, whereas if we multiply it with a negative number, then the output becomes a negative only. So y will always be positive. Here we can see that y can take all the negative as well as the positive values. There is no problem. But when we put any positive number, that's not possible because root is positive and we multiply it with minus 1, then it becomes a negative number. So range will be minus infinity till 0. Clear? Okay. All right. Next. Okay. Next, let's find the domain and range of this question as well. Domain we have already found. I'll do it quickly. Okay. So 9 minus x square is greater than or equal to 0. X square minus 9 is less than or equal to 0. X minus 3 into x plus 3 is less than or equal to 0. Let's make a number line. We have minus 3 and 3 are two critical points. So we get positive, negative and positive. So for the domain, we'll take the negative portion. So domain becomes minus 3 till 3. Clear? Now let's find the range. So for finding the range, let f of x be equal to y. Y will be equal to minus under root 9 minus x square. Let's do squaring on both the sides. We get y square is equal to 9 minus x square. Next, x square will be equal to 9 minus y square. And the value of x will be equal to under root of 9 minus y square. Now, 9 minus y square will be greater than or equal to 0. Let's take minus sign common. We get y square minus 9 is less than or equal to 0. Now, it becomes y plus 3 into y minus 3 is less than or equal to 0. Now, let's make a number line. We get minus 3 and 3. 2 points of concern. Here output will be positive, here output will be negative and here output will be positive. So this will be the portion. So can we write that y belongs to minus 3 to 3? No. Why? Because again here it is a negative sign outside the root. So hence y is always a negative number. Y is always negative or the output is always negative. Therefore, the range will be equal to minus 3 to 0. Okay. No value we can take beyond 0, because after that it will be a positive number. Okay, I hope the concept of range and domain and range is clear to each and everyone. Okay, so here are a few examples that you will practice on your own, and on the right side I have also provided the answers. In case you have doubt, you can let me know. Okay, thank you for watching.